curious minds of the interwebs, I'm Alexa, resident ooky spooky girly, and today we're once again exploring artifacts that exist to question everything we know about the world, well, as we know it. Speaking of which, as always, question for you all. What's your favorite artifact story? Honestly, I love a good mummy curse any day, but let me know in the comments what yours is, and welcome to the top 5 mysterious artifacts not from Earth. Number 5. Want to catch these alien hands? So in the realm of mysterious artifacts that tend to defy earthly explanations, the giant hand discovered in a Peruvian cave back in 2017 stands as quite the tantalizing enigma, if you ask me. And since you're here, Brian Forrester and his team associated with Hidden Inca Tours received this peculiar specimen from a group of explorers who stumbled upon it near Cusco. What's more is they claim to have found an elongated humanoid skull and a small mummified alien in proximity to the giant hand. Although the explorers kept the exact location under wraps, get it? They allowed Forrester to examine the anomalous artifacts, if you will. X-ray analysis unveiled a startling revelation. Each of the hand's 3 fingers possessed an astonishing 6 bones, in stark contrast to the human hand's, 3. Unnamed physicians, perplexed by their findings, classified the hand and skull as biological objects with genuine animal bones and skin tissues. Now the enigma deepens as they asserted that these specimens bore no resemblance to any known earthly creatures. While this discovery invokes images of extraterrestrial origins, conclusive evidence remains elusive. UFO hunter Scott C. Waring of UFOsightingsdaily.com emphasized the hand's otherworldly nature, yet DNA analysis leaves room for ambiguity, as we have no extraterrestrial DNA to really compare it to. Instead, the results only affirm that this mysterious hand does not correspond to any known species of this earth. The existence of the skull adds complexity to the mystery, raising questions about potential cooperative efforts between various alien entities within the, cave tunnel. The implications of this discovery are nothing short of mind-boggling. It challenges our understanding of biology, anthropology, and the boundaries of what may lie beyond our planet. The giant alien hand, along with its associated artifacts, remains a subject of intense scrutiny for researchers and enthusiasts alike, leaving us with more questions than answers in the quest to unravel its true origin and significance. Number 4. Alien Tooth Wheel. And just when I think I've seen it all, I'm proven otherwise. 300 million years ago, our planet was a vastly different place. Dinosaurs were still a distant dream, and complex machinery seemed like pure science fiction. Yet in the vast reaches of Russia, a mysterious artifact has been uncovered, shrouded in mystery and controversy. Imagine the astonishment of Dmitry, a resident of Vladivostok, when he stumbled upon an unusual piece of coal while preparing to heat his home. This wasn't your typical lump of ancient carbon, it held a metallic secret, a seemingly artificial metal object, reminiscent of tooth rails used in microscopes and electronics, was embedded within the coal. This discovery raises numerous perplexing questions. For starters, how could such an artifact, bearing a striking resemblance to modern technology, exist in a geological stratum dating back 300 million years? The Voice of Russia reported that when geologists examined the metal object, it exhibited an astonishing lightness and softness, consisting of 98% aluminum and 2% magnesium. These findings led to the unsettling implication that this was not a natural occurrence, but an artificial creation. What truly baffled researchers was the object's shape, resembling a contemporary tooth wheel. The regularity of its structure, with 6 identical teeth, defied natural explanations. Once again, it's a conundrum that challenges our understanding of ancient technology, and who might have crafted such a device in a time when humans did not yet roam the earth? Speculation abounds, regarding the origin of this metal piece. Some suggest an extraterrestrial connection, given the artifact's anachronistic nature. However, not everybody is convinced. Geologist Sharon Hill, known as I Doubt It, dismissed the story as laughable. She questioned the lack of publication in scientific journals and the reliance on the discoverer's word. The notion of an alien origin for aluminum was met with skepticism. Despite the intrigue, the scientific community remains cautious, insisting on further tests and analysis to uncover the truth behind this perplexing find. Let me know in the comments what you think, by the way, because as usual, I'm on team alien artifact that should probably be left alone for our own goodwill. If it's been buried, or covered up, it's probably for a reason. Number 3, an alien body. Yep, Alexa talking about a corpse. Go figure. Did you expect anything less today? This tale takes place in Russia, and while I don't exactly recommend physically trying to travel there right now for, reasons, we shall take this trip virtually. Eugenia Popova of Petrozavodsk City first reported in 2011 that she had been keeping a frozen alien body in a refrigerator for a couple of years. Yeah, just casually. I have questions, like, was it next to the food? Was it a spare fridge? Was it in like a crisper? What did it smell like? Was it like baking soda? Did it help with the fridge? Like, curious minds need to know. Allegedly, she found it next to her summer house, so I suppose we can assume it was a fridge that wasn't used as much. Maybe it was like a garage fridge? On the day she discovered the body, Eugenia claimed that she was disturbed by a terrible noise that shook her from her sleep, describing it as deafening, screeching, and overpowering. As one does. She rushed outdoors and came across the boiling hot alien remains lying next to metal fragments. The creature was between 40 to 50 centimeters long, had a big head, mouth and orbits, and was wearing a one-piece garment of some sort. 2 days after going public with her story, Eugenia was visited by some people who confiscated the body for the purpose of investigation, and according to their words, took it to the Karelian Research Center of the Russian Academy of Sciences. However, employees of the research center, who were interviewed later, said they had never heard the story. I'm sensing an all too familiar government cover-up here. How about you folks at home? Honestly, if the photos weren't as convincing as they are, I probably wouldn't have included it in today's list, but I just couldn't tear my eyes from how strange it looks. Number 2, the original Roswell evidence. Yes, I reference it often, but it's truly one of the best examples of, alien proof that cannot be debunked as easily as some of the other older claims. And also, something that is not from this world. Rancher W.W. Mac Brazel had found wreckage on his property in Lincoln County, New Mexico, which is roughly 120 kilometers north of Roswell, sometime between mid-June and early July, describing it as rubber strips, tinfoil, and thick paper. The ranch had no phone and no radio, leaving Mac completely unaware of the ongoing, flying saucer craze at the time. So he gathered the debris and just pushed it under some brush to dispose of it. This was not the first instance of a flying disc spotting in the region, with several stories already being reported to the press that year. So on July 5th, Mac drove into Corona, where he heard stories of silvery flying discs, and 2 days later made the decision to bring the wreckage into the sheriff's office. The sheriff called in the Roswell Army Airfield, which assigned the matter to Major Jesse Marcel. Mac brought Major Marcel back to the debris site, and the two gathered up more of the pieces of the debris, with the major taking the materials home. The next day, Public Information Officer for the Roswell Army, Walter Hunt, issued a press release stating that personnel from the field's 509th Operations Group had recovered a flying disc. On that same day, Major Marcel took the material to his base commander, Colonel William Blanchard, who reported the findings to General Roger Ramey at Fort Worth Army Airfield, FWAAF for short. Or FWAF. General Ramey ordered that the material be flown to Fort Worth immediately, leaving Marcel to board a B-29 Superfortress to make the flight. As soon as Marcel brought the material to General Ramey's office, both Ramey and his chief of staff, Colonel Thomas Dubose, identified the material as pieces of a weather balloon kite. The weather officer on duty explained to reporters that Ray wind devices were used at about 80 weather stations across the country. The balloons were attached to a 6-pointed reflective device that looked like a silver star, and after launch the balloon would expand with increasing altitude before bursting at around 60,000 feet, with pieces dispersing in their fall to the ground. After the initial newspaper reports of 1947, the Roswell incident faded from public attention for more than 30 years until the late 1970s, which brings us to February of 1978, when UFO researcher Stanton Friedman interviewed Major Marcel, whose statements contradicted those he made to the press in 1947, saying, they wanted some statements, but he had to keep his mouth shut at the time. And once again, General Ramey is the one who discussed everything to the newspapers and, to forget about it, saying it's nothing more than a weather observation balloon. Of course, both men knew differently. It wasn't a weather balloon. And after the United States congressional inquiries, the General Accounting Office actually launched an inquiry and directed the Office of the United States Secretary of the Air Force to conduct an internal investigation. A report released in 1994 concluded that the material recovered in 1947 was likely, keyword here, debris from now Project Mogul, so not a weather balloon. A little suspicious. A scholarly consensus emerged concluding that the military had decided to conceal the true purpose of the crash device, allegedly now nuclear test monitoring. The balloon had allegedly been launched from Alamogordo Army Airfield a month earlier, carrying a radar reflector and classified Project Mogul sensors. The Air Force reports were dismissed by UFO experts as being either disinformation or simply implausible. So while this has been debunked time and time again by a constantly lying government, I truly believe that these items were truly not from this world. Number 1. Mexico alien corpses. Yep, more corpses. Alrighty folks, we're ending today with the most recent case on our list, a display of bodies from September of this year. Now few cases are as captivating as this discovery of 2 tiny mummified figures found in Peru. Mexican journalist and UFO enthusiast Jamie Mawson passionately champions these beings as a pivotal moment in human history. With elongated heads and 3 fingers on each hand, they challenge our understanding of life on Earth. In the heart of Mexico City, in the district of Santa Fe, Mawson's office became a hub of intrigue. 2 closed boxes, their glass lids offering a tantalizing glimpse into the unknown, held these peculiar figures. As witnesses gathered around, their ancient appearance became apparent, as they possess 2 eyes, a mouth, 2 arms, and 2 legs. Masson claims these beings, found near the always intriguing Nazca lines in 2017, are unlike anything the world has seen. Through social media and public presentations, Masson provides a compelling case that these beings date back about 1,000 years, and they belong to no known earthly species. The assertion that one of them, possibly a female, contained eggs adds another layer of mystery. Now, this man's crusade is driven by his belief that this discovery has the potential to unite humanity in the face of such profound questions. However, some skepticism looms. David Spergel, a former head of Princeton University's astrophysics department, calls for transparency and openness in testing these samples, welcoming scrutiny from the global scientific community. DNA and carbon dating tests shared on social media and in presentations provide supporting evidence for the otherworldly nature of said beings. The results claim a genetic composition that defies known terrestrial evolution, with 30% remaining a mystery. Carbon dating from the National Autonomous University of Mexico asserts that these beings are more than a millennium old, a finding that stirs curiosity. The figures themselves shown at the hearing exhibit humanoid features, but with peculiar characteristics, such as retractable necks and long skulls reminiscent of avian traits. They also reportedly possess implants of rare metals, including osmium, one of Earth's scarcest elements. The question of how these figures arrived in Mexico remains shrouded in mystery, with the possession resting with an unidentified Mexican man who was present in Masson's office. He offers a little explanation, promising to reveal the full story at an undisclosed time. Jose de Jesus Zalque Benitez, director of the Health Sciences Research Institute of the Secretary of the Navy, stands alongside Masson, supporting his claims. Their interpretation of the scientific data raises profound questions about the origins of these beings. As Masson and his team strive to push the boundaries of our understanding, the world watches, torn between skepticism and wonder, in the pursuit of answers that may forever alter our perception of, what the heck is on this planet? And that brings us to the end of our time, and I think it's time for me to reevaluate my reality. Anybody with me? If you enjoyed my ramblings today, could you help us out by giving this video a like, subscribing if you aren't already, hit the bell for more mysterious content from us here on Top 5 Scary Videos, and I'll see y'all next time, you lovely spooky people.